Millionaire Muse Monday, Money Monday. Thank you guys for
Back
being
off.
here.
See what's in it.
I really like that we just have this like little window of time to connect in. So I hope you guys are digging it. And let me know what's going on with you guys before I share my little tidbit of nuggets for the day. Aline, what's happening with you? Mazel tov on getting to the next
Event.
uh,
I'm
she got the next level of her education, which I'm going to keep it pretty generic on these
right?
calls. Huh?
Yeah, the Costa Rica intensive, right?
Yeah. I just kind of want to keep it generic in terms of saying exactly specific stuff while we're broadcasting here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's all good. So, Aline, what's happening in your world?
oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just overwhelmed a little bit, but it's okay because I'm just reminding myself I don't have to like have this all put together within a week. You know, I have lots of time and just gonna keep going through the process every day and learning more every day. So yeah, I've watched like the first 5 videos or something like that. I've been really like geeking out on that and taking notes. And just kind of absorbing it. But it's awesome. It is, oh my goodness, it's awesome. It's really inspiring.
Oh, good.
So I feel inspired and overwhelmed, so I'm just breathing through that.
Yeah. Overwhelmed, you mean because you feel like you've got a lot of territory to cover?
Yeah, and you know, this whole process, the whole internet marketing thing, it seems like it's just kind of a gradual building, you know, because it just takes time to get content out there and it just takes time to build it. And so, you know, when you're thinking, oh, I want to build this like, you know, right away and have all this stuff built, but it really is like a brick by brick process, you know, and so that's what's overwhelming. I want the house built like right now. And but yeah, it's just being patient with the brick by brick process of it, you know.
Yeah.
Shannon, you look so cute today.
Aw, thank you.
You're good.
Here,
It's hard.
Turn your phone again the long way.
Oh,
Horizontal.
there we go.
Cool.
There we go. Aline, I gotta say, you look so fresh.
Do I?
Yeah, you look fresh. Like, there's a serenity that I see that's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Mirabella is always cast deliciousness. So.
So that's kind of a good note that whatever craziness you feel on the inside to everyone around you, you're exuding a calmness.
Yeah.
A
groundedness. Thank you. That is kind of my exuding energy. Is just like I've been told that a lot, that I just exude this like calm presence, but inside I'm kind of freaking out a little bit.
There's another thing we have in common.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I was at the mastermind in New Orleans, right? And I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I was feeling that same thing. I mean, it wasn't exactly an easy place for me to be financially, and I didn't know anything about what I was walking into, and I had no idea what was happening with my life. And a bunch of the guys called me over when we were out after the second night and said, you know, there's just something about you. You just kind of were in the center of the room. You didn't know anybody. You were the only the new person there who's not even involved in what they were actually doing, and you just kind of held this grounding space. You know, I was just sitting there completely oblivious, kind of, what am I even doing here? And you know, what's happening in 5 days when I'm done? You know, all that kind of stuff. So that was just a good reminder of what you are in your core, what your essence is, and the rest of it's all kind of made up. So How about you, Shannon? What's happening? What's your summation of your world right now?
My summation. I'm, as I'm doing the fast start thing, I'm really aware of my relationship with the word try and prosperity. Like when it's really asking me, like, Mirabella, I heard you say how clear you were about creating a certain income, a timeline, and other women. And I realize that I really have fear around prosperity. So I'm excited to really, I don't even want to say dig into it, but really like doing exactly what he says, because I noticed that in my world, sometimes I want to skate over the details and go, oh, I'll get that. I'm just going to be in the bigger piece. But I'm really noticing it's like, okay, if I really want to emulate this way of life, if I really want to, or if I desire to play a bigger game and emulate other people, it's like really that submission. Like, where is my ego in the way when I'm not even realizing it? And where can I be more humble? And it's like, I want to skip ahead in the video and go, okay, I'll do that exercise when I'm done. But he's like, seriously, stop. Stop until you get clear, and do not press play until you're clear. And I was noticing my dance with being uncomfortable in clarity in certain ways. Other areas of my life, I feel very clear. Around prosperity, it can feel terrifying. The fear of disappointment, the fear of failing. So I'm not succumbing. I'm just really aware of it because I was watching the videos before I got on the call with you ladies. And I was like, okay, this really gets in the way in my life. And how can I be proactive and really take on the steps and be the student? Like, I loved some of the questions that he asked around being a student. And I know this is probably rudimentary because I'm so far behind the 8 ball where you guys are. So I realize that. However, it feels like such a really brilliant piece to be in the humility, the submission, as the word he used, the spoken word of where I'm at, and how can I say that? It's kind of like the gathering. How can I say that in a way that's really in my highest good and holding my highest intention, but also authentic? So it's a really beautiful playing field, and I feel really grateful, and I'm aware that I'm really ready to shift. So I get to do my homework, and I get to not skip it, and go for the good grade. I get to really do the homework and be thorough with it. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the call that we had on Saturday. We missed you, and I'm excited about the call on Saturday. I was just noticing my energy today. And I'm just like, there's no call I need to make. There's no space I need to hold right now except for me and my goals. And like, there's just, I feel a little release of pressure that's been lovely. And taking a day off and just looking at every day like in a more abundant way. Yeah, with love and compassion. Because it's looking at my health, the weight I've gained, all of these things. Like, how can I do it in a really abundant, compassionate, allowing way that also is about expansion, and what is it going to take to get the results that I desire, and what are those results? So coming to a different place of clarity and beyond my own excuses and my own, that's where I'm at, and I'm excited about it. So thank you for listening.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Shannon. So I learned that I can control this now.
Victory!
I was so distracted at first. I was like, it's out of control. I'm not even talking, and I'm there, and then you're there. So that was pretty powerful, Shannon. Something that showed up for me while you were talking is that this transformation, the formative process that we're in, and that this is like, what do you call it when you put, it's like a time capsule, right? That you go in the future and you can look back and pull it out and see everything. So that's what so much of this is about for me, is a legacy. This video is going to be a really awesome time capsule that in 90 days from now, or less than 90 days really, or 90 days, however you want to, you're approaching your start of the 90-day, your next 90 days, and looking back at this and seeing where we're at, what we said, and what the energy is. And, I was thinking today, I want to recap really quick. Last week, I shared with you guys about the Earl Nightingale and the secrets of secrets to the strangest secret, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't, just a reminder to get it from your library, the audios, and load them up. He's got an assignment in there that piggybacks on what you get if you've done the I'll just say the blog intro videos, which are really, really new, which kind of advances you into stuff that shows up in later products, and it kind of gives it to you right up front. So one of my commitments is to combine those two assignments into one, because a lot of these assignments I find I'll write them down in like so many different places and notebooks, and then the repetition to actually do it daily. So I'm looking at this as an experiment in a way, this Millionaire Muse mindset, and taking it like an experiment for our lives. So I can speak in the first person, and if you guys are good with the Millionaire Muse mindset, that it's just my kind of platform for like a daily reminder that it's okay to be in a place of experimenting and living into this abundance and prosperity and like very specific financial goals. And that's like, it's okay. Because if I, for example, just focus on my vision for I Am That You Are Free, and I know Wednesday's more for our visioning, I really came back to it as I'm listening to these audios, that I really want to feel like it's totally okay to post and blog and discuss about money. You know, that I don't have like this audience that's going to be like, what happened to her spiritual side? She's just talking about money. But there's an infinite connection between the energy of money and what it represents and who we are in the world. So I need to keep this Millionaire Muse mindset like at the forefront. So that was one of the things, is to support this this as a daily process. So the next 30 days that I can just tell you what I'm going to be doing, and I can share with you in more detail if you want to do it with me. But what are these things that I'm going to be doing every single day for 30 days to shift my habits, to shift my mindset? So I have been aware, and this falls into what you shared, Aline, that yes, I'm going through I'm going through the motions, and I'm writing all this stuff down, and I'm doing the visualization, but I didn't actually put it into a daily practice, like a real daily practice, you know? So what I wrote down for myself today was, as far as looking at this as an experiment for my life, I'm going to learn it, I'm going to test it, I'm going to examine my results, I'm going to adjust it, and then I'm going to report on it, right? So even if I'm reporting initially to myself, or I'm reporting on my blog, or I'm reporting on Facebook, or I'm reporting here to you guys, you know, what's the shift that is happening because I'm putting something into daily practice? And so what Earl Nightingale says is that if you skip a day, if you forgot a day, and you start all over again your next 30 days from that point on, and if you get through those 30 days, you do another 30 days. You know, and those are based on these affirmations that he has. And actually, it's not really an affirmation. I'm going to tell you guys right now what it is. He says to put on a card, right on the back of a card. It says, ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open to you. And then on the other side, which I've just done some samples and figuring out how everything kind of ties together, you write your your wish, like the things that you want, your goals. So, for example, I put, and this is gonna shift. I'm gonna clean it up a bit. But on this one, on my very first one, I put, I want 10 all-in team members by October 12th.
Nice. I love it.
And then I realized I'm going to tie this into DW's, you know, some of the advanced work that I just did, but it's pretty much just maybe like 10 stories deeper than what you're going to have in the blogging information on those videos. He's just doing stuff with all-in people that's taking it like to a profound, different level that's like excavating deeper than I've ever experienced before. So those, so what between those things that he's teaching, I'm going to like I have stuff written on so many different cards. Like where is it all? But so what I'm going to do is just put it all in one place so I have it accessible, and if I go travel somewhere, I have it right here. So this is terribly messy, but this was more those details. When you're creating these outcomes that you want, they have to combine in all the areas of sensory perception. And so those you guys will learn about as you're watching those videos, and it gets even more in depth when you get to the, we'll just say the fourth level of education, which I'm going into again now. I did it weeks ago, just like you said, Aline. Like I did stuff weeks ago, wrote stuff everywhere, and then it's sitting in a notebook. You know, like for a time capsule for somebody else to find and go, wow, this is really good stuff. Wonder why she died a pauper, you know? So, yeah, it's kind of like having all those beautiful dresses in your closet and being like, I'll save it for a nice occasion. And then you're like, you know what, I'm just sitting around the house. I think I'm going to dress up today. So, so that's a key thing that I'm focused on doing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, I took some copious notes so that I could remember what I wanted to share with you guys. So that's the descriptive outcomes that you want to have. That I'm going to speak in first person because I feel like I'm doing this as a, as a mirror for how I want to set up my life, rather than tell other people what to do and then find out weeks later that I wasn't actually doing it. That's another thing that really showing up for me as I want to progress. Really just focus on what I'm doing. So the second part I wanted to tell you guys about, like, and we can just keep focusing on that for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this in because this has already profoundly impacted me just as much as Earl did. So I feel like I'm dating these two guys now. I go into sleep with one of them, listening to one of them, and I'm getting up running with the other one. So
will you text those? Yeah, will you text that to me, babe?
Yes, ma'am. I will. I don't know if I want to share. I'm not sure I want to share these men though now.
Whatever.
That one
to go around.
So this is oops. Excuse me.
Where'd you go?
I dropped her. I mean, I dropped him. That's how I am with my men. I love them and I leave them. So this is okay. So this is T. Harv Eker. Now I've been hearing his name for so long, and I kind of thought he was one of those, oldies but goodies. But he's the founder of Peak Potentials. Peak Performance. Wait, now I'm. Oh, excusez-moi. I think it's Peak Performance. I can't. I mean, I know about there in Vancouver.
No,
Some of their people. I've never been to any of their events, but anyway. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Again, get it from your local neighborhood library. Thank God libraries still exist. It makes me feel like such a good citizen when I go.
I check out so many audiobooks at the library. It's ridiculous. When I listen to them in my car when I'm driving around instead of the radio.
My dad and I are like we play leapfrog. My dad, I've never seen any. Well, I haven't been around that many people who get books at libraries, but my dad is constantly like, "Oh, I have more books available, like ready for me at the library. Will you swing by there?" And now I'm starting to get more stuff there, and then I get messages that they're waiting for me, whatever I have on hold, and then so we're both like exchanging our library cards and making runs like 3 times a week for each other. It's really kind of
so funny.
My dad's stuff is all like war books.
Oh, well, that's good.
Mine's all like spiritual stuff. So anyway, so T. Har Eker, and I'll tell you, both of these guys remind you to watch these, listen to these on a regular basis. So what T. Harv said today, I finished the whole thing, but what he said today was every 30 days, listen to the entire thing all over again for a year.
Wow.
Mother.
Yeah. So it's like that. That's really helpful to me, because one thing that I think the three of us have in common, and I think more muses that join us.
Shannon, you're upside down.
I know. Isn't that awesome? Oh, great.
You're standing on your head.
Such a monkey. Somebody give her a banana. Just that, you know, we get overwhelmed, and then like that we, you know, I'm not really into the shiny object syndrome. I kind of sent that note to you guys about that shiny object syndrome thing going around. But I do feel that, you know, you keep your feelers out there and keep open. So versus, you know, fear factor coming in and the people being like, oh no, that's not going to be a good thing. You mean, so, but just that we can repeat, we can, you know, wash, rinse, repeat, and listening to the same things over and over and over again. I mean, I was doing that with the inner circle, I'm gonna say anyway, with those audios, and sometimes I feel like I need to just simplify it out, you know. So now I think I've listened to almost all of them, and I know that there's certain ones I want to listen to over and over again. But there's something really grounding for me, and I can throw this out there because I'm a 5. Okay, so like the Hierophant in Tarot, if you guys know that card. When I learned that's my card, I never got it. I was like, if you read the description for what that is, it's like the one who's like into the conservative, like the traditional schooling, the traditional structuring, you know, not conservative necessarily, but just the orthodox ways of
tradition.
Tradition, okay, like academia and religion, like all that stuff. And I have an energy of me that is so much like that. I attribute that. Actually, I was joking with my dad the other day. I attributed that because, you know, I always have this this kind of secret weapon to fall back on when people are like, oh, you're, you know, I don't know, people's perceptions of you. I'm like, well, I'm the daughter of a Marine, so deal with it, kind of thing. When that part of me comes out. And then I've got this Aquarius mother who's just like a flitty, free spirit, you know, all over the place. So these, I don't know where I was going with that, but these structures I really kind of need. So basically, T. Harv Eker is all about, you know, making these into habits, okay? Making these mindsets into habits. And when I'm learning about who these guys are, T. Har more than the than Earl. Earl had this phenomenal life, but somebody like Eric War, who wrote the Go Pro book, which I'm reading now too. He and T. Harv are these kind of guys who, like, you know, kind of like us when they were younger. They were like, you know, well, they were different. They're not like us at all, actually. When they were younger, they were like not taking their profession seriously, all this kind of stuff. And then somebody showed up in their life who said, you got to take a look at this. And then they decided, they had some shift, and they said, you know what, I'm going to take this serious, and I'm going to become an expert in this area. And they gave themselves permission to expand their horizon and focus in on the one thing. So today I had this, that gave me this epiphany. I want to focus in. I mean, I have my core message, right? I am that you are free, but I want to hone in on this Millionaire Muse mindset. What will it take for me, because I feel like I'm representative of other muses, like, you know, you guys too, what it takes for us to shift and be like, what will it look like for me to be a millionaire and stay true to myself? And who are those role models? And who am I modeling after? And, you know, what are the examples of women with money that we actually are repelled by, and so we're like, I don't want to be like that, you know, or men for that matter. And so I kind of want to do, and this is cat out of the bag, I guess, so much for like going underground for a year, writing and researching and figuring it out. I'm just going to be doing it as we go. But why can't I just do that? So I'm going to focus everything on one thing, and I think Aline, like that, having clarity, and Shannon having that clarity makes it fun. Like now I'm thinking of this as a game, you know, because in 6 months from now and a year from now, you know, what's this transformation be like? Because either, like, there's this like line down the page, and this kind of takes me to our gathering concept too. There are going to be people on one side, I'm going to specify women, who one we might associate with, and their mindsets never seem to change. No matter how many, you know, no matter how many meditations or how many swingings of the pendulum, you know, not to diss any of the spiritual tools and practices, but it doesn't actually shift their paradigm. And then there's on the other side, where I want to live and create a world where I'm watching and actually living in an evolution and watching myself evolve one day to the next. So that was my big epiphany for today around financial abundance.
Nice.
It's more like, who am I today? Who am I creating myself into be? Period. This is who I'm going to experiment being. It's like actors get to do it. They get to just show up one day and say, like, I'm going to be like this for the next 6 months in this role. And it transforms their lives no matter what, because they're playing that part for a long time. You can't not have some of that become part of you. So, all right.
Interesting. I like that.
How does that lay with you guys?
As an actor, I really like that. I appreciate that.
Are you a thespian, Shannon?
Oh, yeah. Musical theater, acting, singing, dancing, yeah, that was what I knew from the age of 4. It's the first thing I knew I was here to do at the age of 4. I knew how to act, sing, and dance, and connect people to their creativity.
Cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How about
Awesome.
you, Elise? Any feedback?
Actually, yeah, that was awesome. One quick question, because you just mentioned you were reading that other book called GoPro, and I swear I just saw something about that book, and what was it called again?
You and I are living parallel universes.
I know, it's insane. It's crazy. It's like 7 steps to, what is it again? Is that the one?
It's actually geared towards, I think, network marketing.
Yeah.
How to take your network marketing career and go pro doing it. That's kind of like what happened to him. He was introduced to network marketing from like his dad's business partner, and he didn't take it seriously. And then he decided, like, all these people here are experts. Like, why can't I just be, or what can I be an expert in? And he says, I can just do that with it.
I think I actually own Secrets in Her Mind. I think I actually own that book. I know that's not the one you're talking about, but isn't it by T.L. the Architect as well?
What's that?
Nothing. I'm just thinking of another book that I have. You'll text me both those titles, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, Aline.
I checked that book out like 5 or 6 years ago from the library and listened to it in my car, so I know. But okay, so where did I just see that book recently, though? The one you just were mentioning. I just saw the title of that, and I wanted to find it. What was it? It's called...
Do you want me to show you what the cover looks like? It's called Go Pro.
Okay.
I wonder if we have a chat box here.
Is that it? It's just called GoPro? Because I thought it was like GoPro 7 steps. I thought there was like a 7 steps or something in it, or 7.
Oh, it might be. It might be.
And it has. I know it has internet marketing in the title.
Yeah. Do you want me to grab it?
Is it right there?
It was right there. Yeah. Okay. It's called 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional.
That's right. Okay, 7 steps. Thank you.
Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E.
W-O-O-R-D?
2 R's, 1 O.
Oh, 2 R's, 1 O. W-O-R-R-D. Okay.
E is in Edward.
Oh, Oh, okay, so WORRE?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I actually had 2 people recommend it to me maybe around, March or April, who had both just gotten into network marketing companies, and I was like, okay, I'll get to that. And then it's come up again. So Eric's name came up, and then, when it comes up enough times, you
Yeah,
gotta.
I literally just saw something about that today. Like, yeah, and I was wanting to, look it up or something, look up that book. And anyway.
Okay, so that, I guess, wraps up. T. Harv Eckert also, when you go to his site, and it'll make more sense once you've listened to the audio, but you can print out all of his affirmation. Does he call them affirmations? Yeah, he kind of does. They're really fun because you do them along when you're listening, and I'm doing them along while I'm running. You put your hand on your heart and you repeat what he says, and then you put your hand on your head and you say, I have a millionaire mind. And I'm just like smiling when I'm doing it, and I'm running every time I'm doing this, speaking to myself. But so those are the kinds of things I want to kind of like loop them all together, because Napoleon Hill has a statement. These guys have these statements to make, and to really carve out time every single day to focus on them. Have that meditation hour. I don't know what that was. And just have it all in one place, so it creates this cohesive, kind of like a cohesive curriculum, I guess. But to kind of start wrapping it up, because, well, we've got 10 minutes. I want to share with you guys next a couple of tools that have already been super transformative, just knowing that they exist in the world and actually already putting them into use. So write these down, and I can also text them to you. Mint.com.
Oh, yeah.
For financial, and some of these you guys might already know about, but that's what's amazing about having sort of this mastermind group of people to connect in with, and this other course that I'm taking by Nicole Cooper. Just when you catch these websites, a lot of times, exactly, like I'll write them down, and this is what I'm catching myself on. I write stuff down, all over the place, and then I realize somebody else has put it into practice, and I'm like, where'd they get that? And then I remember it was in my notes. But that's like a good thing about organizing your notes. And anytime you're on these seminars, put, for example, if you're on a notepad, I don't know if you guys are probably already good note takers, but this helped me a lot. But just draw either halfway down the page, or I usually leave more on the left side than the right side. And on the left side is where you're taking all the notes that they're telling you to do and all that stuff. And then on this side, on the right side, are for you, like your ideas that pop up, or how it applies to you specifically, or maybe the books, or the websites, or all those kinds of things. So you have a quick reference to go back and look at. Yeah. Anyway, so mint.com to get all your financial stuff in one place, and it pretty much just is it's kind of like your little bookkeeper. And then the next one, I literally just learned yesterday, and I put it into practice today, and it's already, I feel like a different person. I feel like a completely different person. Shannon, this is, I think, going to change your life. Aline, I don't know how you are with scheduling out your time and all that kind of stuff, but regardless, this is like mind-blowing. It's called Simpleology. You're going to see it in that education product you just got. He mentions it in there. I don't know if anybody catches it and is using it, because I've never heard it before. SIMPLE, Simpleology, OLOGY.com.
What is it?
What's that?
What is it?
It is basically your Basecamp. Like, there's another site called Basecamp, which I never understood really. It's like project management. This is like your personal to-do list in a way that simplifies your life and keeps you from going insane.
Nice. I need that.
This is like taking, I don't know, what's the current antidepressant, like Prozac or something, or whatever. It's basically about prioritizing and your productivity.
Cool.
So To sign up for the free trial, I went ahead and put my credit card in to get 60 days of the Elite package for free, with the option, you know, if I don't want it in 60 days, I put an alert in my calendar to cancel it and just do. Hopefully, that means I can still do the free lifetime version.
Mm-hmm.
But my intention is in that 60 days, I'm going to have enough abundance coming in that to keep my life in pure sanity. $47 for the Elite, unless I feel like I don't know what the Elite is, but I just want to see what the maximum opportunity is for maximum results. So go there. The last tool isn't a place to go to, but it's a part of a mindset that I just wrote it down as it came to me because it's a big challenge for me. I wrote down monotask. I was in the middle of listening to something, and taking notes and processing, and I had to physically fight the urge to minimize the screen and either click on my mail or click on Facebook or click anywhere else, And then I realized, okay, so then I already know, because I've heard it from these men in my life, that no successful person, no wealthy person multitasks. Wealthy people do not multitask. They focus on one thing at hand, handle it, and then move on to the next thing. So no multitasking is on my list, and it's going to be another daily habitual practice that I got to take. So, lastly, yeah, I shared with you already, like my vision, and it ties in with the the financial money making, is to look at this Millionaire Muse mindset as case studies. So I'm kind of looking at you two and Hannah, and the next each muse that comes on is a case study. What does it look like to put these plays into motion and come out on the other side as with this Millionaire Muse mindset that actually creates a millionaire? Even if it's not that financial number that you want, but I'll be defining for myself and for us what wealth means. Like, what does wealth mean to you each? Because I had a sister that I talked to the other day from a former gathering, and she's like, well, I don't really want to I don't need $1 million. Like as if I were like, what do you want for Christmas? Well, I don't really want that,
So,
I just want enough to, not work 5 jobs and be on food stamps, Well, what's that number? What does that look like? And if you have that number clear, what does it represent for you? That's a positive, not a negative. Like, well, I don't want to be on food stamps, so I guess I'll go make a few $1,000s. So anyway, what does that wealth mean, and what does this case study look like for what each person wants? That's why on Wednesday I want it to be really focused on vision. There's a more clear that you guys get, that we each get on what our visions are, then how we create that financial lifestyle to really be tangible. What does it actually represent? Part of what I'm earning is going to go to this beach bungalow because that's the lifestyle I actually want. Like, what do I really, really want? Because there's a lot of people out there doing stuff that's at that shiny ball syndrome, But it's like, well, I don't really want exactly what they're doing or how they're doing it or that lifestyle it's creating. I had a mentor who I stayed at their house, and at 9:30 at night on the phone on a conference call for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing that. I want to work. I want I want the leverage.
well, it's about time you let that poor puppy out.
I know, I could tell that you could see that she was standing by my door.
She's just standing there staring. Mirabella, I was listening to you. I was fully focused, but I could see that little dog's butt and nose at the door. It was hilarious.
You have good eyes. I have no idea. Look at my puppy right here.
Let me see.
I want to see the puppy. Oh my goodness!
He doesn't poop or anything. He doesn't bark. He doesn't even wake up ever.
It's a stuffed puppy. That's cute.
That's not. Oh. Yeah, okay.
He's superhuman.
That's terrible. I love it.
It's my mascot, I guess. So.
Nice.
Okay. Thanks for letting me, you know,
Vision, I'm super excited. Yeah. I'm just
feel free to
sitting.
let me.
The next 2 days are just going to be till we meet again. It's just like immersing myself in this, taking 2 complete days off, not doing anything but really focusing on my vision and then letting that propel me forward. So I'm super excited. Super excited. Please text me those titles. I know I got GoPro. What's the secret? What's the first word behind the secret on that?
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
I've got that book. The other one.
The other one was The Strangest Secret.
The Strangest Secret. Thank you. I didn't have a pen at first, and I didn't want to move to go get it. And then I was like, I have to get a pen because I have to write all this down. So there you have it.
I think I might have mentioned last time, and maybe that's why this perpetuates, is because once you start talking about something, and then you're like, well, maybe you guys check out my blog post for today, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of matriculated into that. But yeah, what kind of once the cat's out of the bag, and then it's like, well, I guess I'm already starting to talk about it, and I can't put baby in the corner, so you know, she's kind of here to. So I'm gonna probably, I kind of just vision creating sort of this what do you call it? What did I say last week, Aline? Like a manual kind of thing about this millionaire's mindset, and then what's working, you know? And you guys are like critical into me getting really specific in what I want. So I just want you guys to know that. So my call to action for you guys from today is, you know, the think about, you know, very clearly about what it is you really, really want, you know, and a lot of that's going to be in all the stuff you're already doing. You know, kind of like in the perfect day. If you guys have done Brian's perfect day, that's an awesome tool also. But the taking the massive action before knowing how it's all going to come together, which we're already doing. We're already taking action, and then consider if you're taking like massive action, because it's a game changer to have you guys on here with me. So in the concept of whether you want to build a team or not, you know, they're assets to you to, you know, even if you bring on one person that you're turning around and showing them like what your process has been, makes you really, really in your process. You know, so Aline stepping up yesterday and getting that next product made me go back and like really, you know, go through it again so that I could be even more supportive, you know, once you get through it all on what my take is, you know, or what I got out of it, what I pulled out of it. So it's deep, and we're at 3:45, and I love you guys, and make it a beautiful afternoon. Got anything for me, and we'll wrap it?
Can I just ask one quick question about taking massive action, like you just said?
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be really quick. So that's one thing I've been thinking about is, you know, wanting to take massive action, and like, you know, I'm watching all these videos, and it's like, and that's taking a lot of time, which is awesome and it's valuable. But sometimes I guess my impatience and anxiety is like, am I taking massive action in the areas that are actually going to be the money-making action? You know what I mean? Like, I haven't, like, should I be really concentrating on posting a blog post every day, or like, you know, so sometimes even though I'm doing stuff, like several hours of stuff every day, like watching the videos and reading, and I've been kind of working on some blog posts, but I haven't posted anything because I just seem to get interrupted and then not finish them. You know, so it's like I'm taking a lot of time action, but what is a good like checklist of things that I want to make sure to get done on a daily basis to really build this brick by brick? Does that make sense? Like in taking massive action?
Yeah, it's a perfect question because I felt the same thing. This simpleology is going to help because, yeah, my head was nodding about doing the blog every single day. I just was listening again to the you know, the first video of the next product of number 4, and just like hammering it in about do a blog every day. And so I was kind of waiting till the end of the day, you know, and I'll do it at the end because I want to get all this training in.
Yeah.
And today because it's like, well, it might take me a long time. Well, today I timed out an hour, and I set my phone timer. Mind you, I went over the hour because of technical stuff and all that kind of stuff. But I set out to do a blog post. I was going to do something really fast and simple that I already had, and then I ended up getting a different brainstorm, and it became something completely different. But I got to be in that creative process for that hour earlier in the day. I feel like I'm getting my one really important actionable thing done. They call income producing activity, which I would say doing your blog is definitely in. So what I just heard was from a lesson, because then I finished that. I went through my marketing wheel that Rhonda teaches. So I syndicated it out, and then I was done. And now I spent the next hour and a half doing a training video, which he reiterated in there, crazy, like do your blogging every single day for 90 days. I think he said do it every single day for 90 days to start seeing results in those 90 days. Start seeing the results from the blogging, the consistency. You know, and he said when he started out, that's all he was doing. He had no money for anything paid, any paid marketing whatsoever. You know, but now that it's evolved, now he's like, then he goes on to explain like what to do for as far as starting to do paid marketing and stuff. But yes, that blog is really, really important, and start just sharing valuable content.
Okay.
Does that answer it?
Yeah, that definitely helps. And yeah, I think that's like, that's like my theme, I've talked to you about this before, of just like wanting to just keep absorbing information, but I have a hard time like expressing information out, and which is why I like this, I've talked to you about this before, so that's still like, it's so much harder for me to produce output than it is for me to I just keep wanting to absorb more and more and more.
I know. Well, consider that's a mindset that you have.
Yeah.
And the whole crux of what we're doing, you guys, is to experience something or to learn something, and then turn right around and blog about it. Literally, because as you blog it, you're learning about yourself through words, and I'm totally stealing DW's words right now because I just listened to this, right? In number 4, and when you get 4 stuff, like, so you're going to learn more of who you are because you're actually taking something you learn that's valuable, and you're transforming in it, and you're experiencing yourself as you're writing it, you know? And then you're posting it. And then who cares? It's out there. Like, it's out there, and then tomorrow you're going to have a new expression, and then you're going to start to see what your vision is through that as well, and you're going to start to see what you're an expert in, and those blogs are going to start transforming you into an expert on something, because you're going to be sharing what you've learned. You're going to see what you love most about what you want to share the most is what you're going to probably start becoming the expert in. So you're not here to get a PhD and then go teach somewhere afterwards. Yeah. You're here to be an expert as you're learning.
Cool. Thank you.
And Maureen, is that part of your vision at all, baby? Like to because you were talking, I've even heard you talk in terms of leadership. Could that be part of your vision too, so that part of the action you're taking every day is supporting your vision of getting your word out there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that your action steps, that simple thing, is actually propelling you forward and part of your homework, so to speak.
Yeah, I love to teach, and I totally vision myself like teaching. I've kind of taught stuff back when I was in college. I was teaching and helping, and I do love to, and I totally envision myself doing it. It's just that it's so much easier to just take in information, and I can't get enough information. Like, I just keep wanting more and more and more. So I end up spending so much time in the absorbing process of getting information that then getting it out is always so much harder. And so, but yeah, no, it is definitely part of my vision that I want to teach, and I want to get stuff out there. And I'm taking a writer's workshop right now, which is really helping me get over my anxiety and blocks around writing. and also I'm going to Toastmasters to help, like, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's the international like public speaking club to help adults like be more comfortable public speaking and learning about it and just in a supportive environment. So I'm doing that and taking the writer's workshop because I really want to develop more ease around self-expression, so that it's easier for me to do the output part of it.
Here's an idea for you. Here's a challenge for you, Aline.
Okay.
For the next 7 days, every single day, write about your experience of having writer's block about writing.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
You're going through something like in real time and talk about it in real time.
Okay. Cool.
This isn't about you writing your masterpiece every single time you go to blog. It's about experience, and it's about letting people know, like, in on what your inner workings are. This is like the blog. It's your home. It's your home base. That's your home. So if you gotta take it as a place for you to express anything you want to, because it's your home. So whatever you're learning in the writers and in the Toastmasters, that's helping you transform and being in action. But what they're not teaching you to do right now, which is evident, is to actually be in action tomorrow on what they're teaching you.
Right.
Just like the notebooks that I have that are going to end up in a time capsule if I don't pull the information out for somebody 100 years from now to be like, oh, why didn't she actually get out there and actually do this stuff? So,
right. Yeah. I have a stack of notebooks right down here on my floor, in the same exact kind of thing, just my notes and notes and notes from like the last 6 years.
Yeah, but you know what I'm finding is that even though I have stacks and stacks of notes, and I have books that I've started and all these things, that what I'm blogging about, it's like a inspiration that's like an immediate download from whatever happened, like whatever thought I had during my run, or even just then, just being like, well, where's like one little piece of inspiration, or I got the thought from like of a song came into my mind because of something I was going to say, and then I ended up going in that direction of that song, and then writing a completely different thing. So it's like your easel, your canvas for that hour, and just design it for that hour and hang it up, on your, gallery wall of your blog, and then go learn something else.
Cool.
So 7 days, every day, blog.
I like the idea of setting a timer. I think I'm going to do that. Because that's one of the techniques in my writing workshop, is that all of our writing stuff is timed, and the two rules are you can't stop writing and you can't cross anything out. And it's amazing how that just tricks your mind. And like, I've written some crazy shit that I'm just like, what? That came out? Yeah. Because, it just totally bypasses the whole angst around writing because you just do it. Yeah. So I like the idea of setting a timer for the blog thing too. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good because otherwise, for creatives like us, like all of us, and I think I can speak for all of us, is that it's like I'll be like, well, but I just have this idea to, like, I didn't let myself post on Facebook until I made my blog, and then I was like, my blog I can post now, and then I can do something creative later, because otherwise I'm like, oh, I want to do this creative thing, I just have this idea. That's what this symbology is going to be really good for, Simpleology, because there's a dream catcher in there. It'll explain it to you, but anytime you have these ideas, you put it in that dream catcher. Because as an artist, I'd be like, an artist of being alive, I'm like, well, I have this great idea, I'm going to spend the next 3 hours writing this cute picture blog thing, or something like that. That's not, it's building up currency online, but it's not necessarily income producing activity.
Right.
It's building up that real estate. But yeah. Timers are good. I'm going to post something again tomorrow. I'm going to actually tonight what my little clever Facebook post is going to be, but I'm going to tag you guys. You'll see exactly what I mean. It ties into what I said earlier about being like half, the daughter of a Marine and then daughter of an Aquarius. So I'll tell you what it says right now. It's from a newspaper article. It was this really famous guy. I don't even know how famous he is, but he started, and then we'll close it off. He started an advertising agency, I think it was. But anyway, his quote on the headline was, a muse doesn't need, what did it say? Creativity doesn't need a muse, it needs a drill sergeant.
That's true.
Got it?
That's
Right?
really true.
Yeah. Okay, so that in a nutshell is like, it was another sign. When I had that, I took a picture of that article years ago and kept it because I knew I was going to need it someday as a sign. And that is exactly why I was like, I can't let this Millionaire Muse mindset like go by the wayside right now. Like it's just out there, you know, because this is how we're going to create the vision. The I am that you are free message. It's like, I got to get super structured and on a timeline and all that and just massive action. So, all right, you guys, I love you so much. Thanks for letting us go over.
Yeah, thank you.
And sweet afternoon, sweet dreams. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, bye.
All right. I am that you are free.
Woo!
Woohoo!